Evidence. Tonight, see what truly exists inside the world of the paranormal. Inside. Join the discussion and review some of the best paranormal evidence captures from a wide variety of experienced and up-and-coming investigators. See and hear what they capture, where they captured it, and how they captured it. Right now on Entity Voices Paranormal Evidence.
Happy New Year, everybody, and welcome to Entity Voices Paranormal Evidence. Guess who I am? Christoph.
All good.
Ding, ding, ding. And Audra. Just me.
Tony.
I'm Cherie.
I am Lourdes G.
Yo,
Yo.
I'm Ron Yak. Not in the back.
Right in the side.
Yeah.
Threw everybody off. I screwed it all up.
Slack.
Happy New Year, everyone. 2023.
Happy New Year 2023.
Happy New Year.
And we're still here
For now.
for now.
Yeah. Well, we're back.
Yeah. Thanks everybody for sticking with us.
I
Looks
know.
kind of like,
How
how
you
you
doing?
doing?
Hey Anthony.
We just saw him this weekend. It was fantastic.
Oh, that's awesome.
That would be fantastic.
Hey, Melissa.
Hey.
The whole fam damn is
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, look at that.
Well, we are happy to be back. Tonight is our own evidence show. We're going to show some of our new captures that we haven't shown before. I got one in there that I had to throw in that we've caught in the past, but it's creepy enough that I wanted to throw it in there. Biggest baby I've ever seen.
Isn't she?
It's a drive holding that thing.
Adorable. Let's start with that for our
Let's start
reflect
with
on the
that.
past year and share what's going on. Let's start with that. 'Cause
Yes.
That's awesomeness.
That'd be
So
awesome.
as all
Good
of you
idea,
know,
Ron.
yes. As all of you
That
know, in
cute
2022, my first grandbaby was born. That's her behind us. That's Ophelia Bell Cooksey Allgood.
She's got
God
one long
bless.
name.
I feel sorry for when she has to sign mortgage papers.
Yeah.
We actually got to go to Phoenix for a week. We spent a week in Phoenix. We just got back late Saturday night,
Late Saturday night.
and with our grandbaby and my son and his wife. And here you go. I got a picture for y'all to see. Look at that.
Right? I know. Look at that. Look at the face.
Yes.
That is my
She's
son
a
Stetson,
natural.
his wife Allison, and that is Ophelia Bell right there. Papa
She's
got a
like,
little
"Uh-huh."
excited for that picture.
Yeah.
I know. She said, "Ooh, a camera."
When is that even PE?
That's
It was
great
a
shot.
fantastic
That is a
week. It was an absolute fantastic week, and we got to see the Rathmans.
Yes,
Yes.
that was so cool.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Hanging out at State 48, just like old times.
I know.
that's right.
Very
Our
Drinking,
bar.
eating, and talking paranormal is what we
It
did.
was so much fun.
It was like we hadn't been separated, so it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Nice.
That is cool.
Very nice. Yep.
So to do a little bit of reflection on 2022, Audra and I did a step out
Towards the end.
towards the end of 2022. There was some negativity in the paranormal world that we were involved in that was we needed to step out, cleanse ourselves, get some cleansing. And that week we spent in Phoenix was one hell of a cleanse, man, with the kids and the new grandbaby. But I've got a really good announcement to make. The paranormal world that we are so passionate about and that we love so dearly, we couldn't stay away any longer. So 2023, we are diving back in.
You're stuck with us.
You're stuck with us. We are coming out of the shadows. We can't take it anymore. We are coming back, and I have reached out to the Montgomery County Historical Society. We are reopening the Montgomery House for investigations.
Nice.
EIT will be the first ones
Yep.
back in after the new year
Scott's super excited.
in March. Scott's super excited. He also wanted me to mention his new member, Larry Huminga, will be with them in March to start that investigation off. So that'll be fantastic. But before we move on to the rest of the group, I just wanted to say that the transition for us moving to Charlotte's been a tough one. And this group right here and these Monday nights have been a huge part of keeping us
Same.
moving and sane and moving forward. And everybody watching the show right now, looking at these 6 people on screen, these are some of our best friends and always will be, and we love them dearly. And that it was one hell of a reminder in Gettysburg when we met Ron and Lourdes, what fantastic people they are and how much we love them. And then this last week, seeing Tony and Cherie was one hell of a good time, and how much we paying close attention. Tony's not a real sensitive guy, but we love him dearly, and we love Cherie dearly, and it was fantastic.
He is.
He is not. He is sensitive, but he won't admit it.
Of course not.
Audra and I are really excited for 2023, and the 4 people sitting in this screen with us are a big part of that. So we love you guys, and we can't wait for this year to start. So.
Excited for you guys.
And it was absolutely fantastic to see you guys. Wish you could have been for the full week, but you had a ton on your plate. It was good.
Yeah.
Even one night was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very
Yep.
nice.
And I'm the OG.
Yeah, she's the OG. So we decided in Phoenix that I'm Papa, the baby. I'm Papa to the baby.
I'm Grandma.
She wants to be Grandma, but she got nicknamed the OG.
Because I'm the oldest.
She's the oldest grandparent. So Audra took it as a negative, but we had to explain to her that OG is the original gangster, and that's the GOAT. She's the grandma of all time.
The OG. It's a lot of acronyms in the beginning of the show. We just started.
Yeah, it is. Keep you rolling. All right, who's next? 2022, 2023. Tell us about it. Who's next?
TR.
Okay.
TR and Cherie.
Well, let's see.
Do we have any?
Oh my gosh, we have a lot.
Okay.
But some of it I can't mention yet. But 2022 was great. Ron and Lourdes gave us the opportunity to get involved in direct radio voice, which has just been amazing, incredible, mind-blowing for us.
Yeah.
You're going to get to see some additional clips tonight. We did a lot of presentations in 2022, a lot more than we had ever done before. We did direct radio voice presentations. We did I don't even know, show after show after show, people asking us about, hey, what are you doing? What are you working on? Can you talk about this? And that's been just fantastic. Now, don't get me wrong. We still love investigation. We have plans for some really cool ones in 2023, including some locations I want to say so bad, but nothing's confirmed yet, and I can't.
Yeah.
We've got some other works that are going to happen for things that are going to get produced. Ron and Lourdes included in that.
Yeah.
And just a bunch of things that I really can't speak too much about yet, but exciting stuff coming up in 2023, and we're looking forward.
Also, the big one is we don't know whether we're moving to North Carolina, but we already talked about it. Probably VA or Virginia.
Well, we're still working through the details. We don't know exactly where yet. Probably going to relocate out of Phoenix though, just because the heat during those 4 months is ridiculous. Now they're having major water shortages. The water tables here do not have enough in them underground to support the number of people here. And I'm ready to see Four Seasons again.
Me too. Me too.
All right.
We got plenty of water over here.
Yep.
I know.
Pennsylvania sounds good. PA, Virginia's not bad. PA or Virginia is good. You'd be close enough to both.
Exactly.
Yep.
And that's exactly what we were looking at.
Yeah.
I see an EVP
In between.
6-person investigation coming up soon.
Heck
as well.
yeah.
Oh yeah. How fun was
Great.
that?
We could do it a lot more. We could do it a lot more often. And as long as you guys are concluded, that's a nice little segue for us to come in, because people who watch the show may or may not remember, but we were guests with the 4 of you before we ever sat here permanently. And one of the coolest things that ever happened to us as a couple was being asked to join this. because this got us through the pandemic when we couldn't go out and do anything. It made us feel connected and loved and part of something. It's been an amazing ride. We have learned stuff from all of you, and it's been fascinating to see how well the six of us have worked together, both separately like this at different locations, and when we've had the opportunities to get together. And I would mirror 100% of what Chris said too. The love and respect that's mutual amongst this group of people, and it's just organic. Nobody's trying to be nice. Nobody's trying to do their best or be there for people. You guys just don't know how to do anything other than be genuine, and we're supremely grateful.
We never knew from being a guest on your show that it would have came to this, and we would have became great friends, So that's that was one of the...
When we had you on as guests, I think you were on twice, and some of the best shows we had. And I remember getting done with I think it was the second one because they were on twice, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Correct.
And I called Chris up, and he goes, "That was a great show." I said, "I know." I said, "What do you think about adding them permanently?" He goes, "I think it's a great idea." I mean, it didn't even have to be discussed. It was just like, and I did. I wrote to you guys and said, "Hey, you want to be best thing that's ever happened to this show?" So.
Yep.
Aww.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We appreciate it. We thank you. Katie Holte just said something funny. She did after school special. There she goes. And we're grateful for people like them too. The Holtes, we had a chance to work with them out in the field a little bit this year. Frankie Adele, another guy. Man, we had a connection. Very short. Long story short, he knew my mother's uncle, and he knew my cousin from a part of Newark, New Jersey that I didn't even know until this past weekend when we saw him down at the Ritz Theater. So we're connected even deeper than just this paranormal stuff. But that was one of the eye-opening things for me for 2022 is that we had people put in our path that just reminded us that as cool as any evidence anybody can capture is, these relationships and the intermingling between people that you enjoy to connect with, always the best part.
I mean, it's funny how things happen because, right, we were guests, and then because they moved, you needed someone to fill in temporarily. And we did. And then it just became permanent.
We're podcast squatters.
Podcast squatters.
No, you guys were the most welcomed addition because, like you said, the combination of the six of us just is a perfect match. It's a perfect complement to everybody's personalities and abilities, and it could not have asked for a better group. Just couldn't.
Not at all. And for everybody watching that don't know us on a personal level, what you see here is what you get from the six of us. We're not any different on here than we are in real life. And the humbleness that you see from all of us is true. And we really do appreciate this paranormal community and each other as much as we say on air. It's not just for the show. This is who we are. We don't cut any crap. We don't sugarcoat anything. This is us. And this is why we make such a fantastic team. And I'd take a bullet for anybody on this show. So
same here.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. And for this year, we have some project that we're a part of that we're not yet, I guess, in a position to announce, but it was very cool to have been a part of it. The thing that Tony mentioned that we would be doing in conjunction with him and Cherie, super exciting, very, very important legacy-wise on a personal level for me. And I could not be happier to have this project in the hands of anybody other than Tony for what he puts into it and the talent he has. That's exciting. I think we could say that one thing we were working on group hug time. Absolutely. Yeah, Katie, you need to be part of the group hug. You and Steve. And then I think we can talk about this. We're in March.
Oh, okay.
We're going down to we're going to spend almost a week in New Orleans. And at the end of the week, we're going to spend 2 nights staying in the house that was featured in the movies, The House in Between.
Oh, cool.
That's so cool.
We're staying in the house, and we're going to do DRV until we scramble our brainwaves so much we don't know which one is Ron and which one is Lourdes. And it's not a big leap.
I saw the face swap.
Oh my God, the face
That would
swap.
be awesome. A jib jab face swap. That would be cool.
Excuse me.
That was horrible.
That was funny.
That was funny.
So, and then on the 21st this month, we're going to Virginia. We're doing the Hanover Tavern Paracon with Steve Dills.
Yep.
Very cool lineup of people.
Sponsored by Paraflix.
Paraflix is sponsored. Yeah, Paraflix is
Nice.
awesome. They're behind it. That event looks fantastic. We're doing the New Jersey Para Unity Expo again. The Gettysburg Battlefield Bash will be speaking and presenting again. What else? We're doing the Mass Paracon again.
Mass Paracon.
Rochester Paracon.
That's right.
My third book comes out in February, tentatively right now. February.
Oh my God, that's good.
Digital Seance Initiative comes out, and I'm already working on book
He's already on 4.
I'm working on 4. And you can pretty much find Tony Rothman in every one of my books.
Ron shared with me what it was coming out in the third one. It was awesome. It was so cool.
That's awesome.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so we're also looking forward to a very good year this year. And if there's opportunity through you guys moving to have all of us in the same room.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
More than
How cool
once.
would that
I
be?
know. Yeah.
The AA batteries are on me.
I know, right?
Hey, I'm glad you said double A.
This relationship hasn't gone to 9-volt level with all of us. Okay? Let's be honest.
That's when we all get together.
And for those of you watching and wondering, yes, Ron and Loris are vampires. They do not sleep.
Nope.
No.
Never.
Oh my God.
We really don't, man.
So one of the videos that we contributed for tonight, we had an instance that happened. We'll save that one for last if we can. At the Ritz Theater with Frankie Dow and his Parasite investigations team, who are fantastic people. I was up till almost 2 a.m. last night to finish the video for it because it was such a cool instance of what happened that I was like, I got to get this done. And I told Tony about it. Tony goes, oh, yeah, you should really try to get that done. I went, I can't tell Tony no. I can't.
But I see it there. So it's done. You may not have gotten into sleep, but
no,
it's there.
Well, we got our evidence.
Yeah, we're going to have to do a share screen because the file was too big for StreamYard, but we will show it.
Oh, was it?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no biggie.
Yeah, only by about 400 meg, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Quadruple the size.
We can
I was
share
trying
it.
to condense it too. It's not easy. Yeah, our speaker's making noise.
That was Jenny Colucci, the Facebook.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Jenny Colucci. Yeah, she's awesome. She's with Parasite.
You know what? I'm going to try to see. Give me a second. But
Okay.
go ahead. Continue.
We're getting this like echoey kind of like static out of our speakers. We sound okay to you?
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds okay now? Better?
Sounds good on this end.
All right. I mean, it was more how you guys sounded than Courtney Peterson. She's awesome.
Thank you, Courtney.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yes.
She was always
great,
here. Yep.
Hey, did y'all see my grandbaby? Did y'all see my grandbaby?
Beautiful. Beautiful.
I know. That's so cool.
She's so peaceful.
It's not. That's
Because
not.
she was sleeping on the OG.
That's right.
Ah!
Hey, Joan. From Sarasota.
Nice.
Hello.
Sarasota.
She's from our neck of the woods originally, right? New York, Lower Hudson Valley, New York State, where it's much colder than where she is now.
Yeah, she's in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Florida.
So
Hey, Joan.
So it is nice to be back with everybody. We had 2 weeks off. People watching probably know, and it was a little bit difficult to pull away because we like doing it. We look forward to seeing everybody every week doing the show. But man, it was nice not to set up equipment and sit down in front of the camera for a couple of weekends. You know,
Yep.
to be at home looking comfortable and homeless at the same time was not bad.
Yeah. No messages from Chris going, hey, I haven't got that evidence from our guest yet.
Yeah. We're the guests tonight.
Yep.
So 2022 was good for all of us, and we're looking forward to 2023.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah, here we is.
Here we is.
We is in it.
Yes, that's right. Good or English. I got it.
Good ranking.
The bestest.
And beyond the Hallmark moment, the bestest. Beyond the Hallmark moment moments like Katie Holte said we were having right now. Sorry, we love each other. We actually got you guys some evidence tonight too.
I know. Woo.
Carol Garcia said, "Missed you all very much. So happy you're back."
Yeah,
we are happy to be back.
Yep.
We are.
It is nice to be back.
Yeah.
It is. It really is.
That was the net effect we were hoping for. I think when we packed up after the last show, and I looked at her, go, 3 weeks to the next show, and she was like, but I said, then we'll, when we come back, it'll be this, newfound enthusiasm. Are we done yet?
The mushy stuff is over.
So it's good to be back.
Yep.
Well, it was nice talking to you all tonight. Have a good evening. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, we actually, like Tony did that one show. Remember, we went off air and the show was done. And sometimes we'll chit chat with each other after the show. Go, hey, that was fun. Good to see you again. And we're like, so hey, and Tony's like, bye. What happened? Where did he go?
Yeah, that's Tony.
Well, when the time's on the other, and I literally walk through the front door and literally sit down. I haven't eaten. I have, now I have 45 minutes or more.
Yeah.
And I can get things done. But it was hard because I'm like, okay, it's now 8, or no, I guess it was 7.
Yeah.
But I still had to make dinner or eat, pack lunches, pack clothes.
I make your dinner. What do you mean
You do.
Okay.
I still had to eat it.
For those of you on the East Coast wondering what the hell Tony's talking about, with them being in Phoenix right now, they're 2 hours behind us, and in
Spring.
In the summertime they're 3 hours behind us. So when we're jumping on at 9 p.m., Tony's jumping on and Cherie's jumping on at 6.
Yep.
Yeah.
So when Tony gets off at 5 and he's got an hour commute, he literally runs in the door, turns on his laptop, and gets his computer going and jumps in and goes, "I'm here."
That's absolutely true.
They pause.
All the more reason why you guys need to move to the East Coast.
It is in our plans, and we're working through variables. So
Nice.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Well, what do you got going on? What kind of evidence?
So do you think we should show them some evidence from what Audra is?
I think it's an
insinuating?
evidence show. So
OG's pushing towards the evidence.
OG is
The OG.
Who do you want to start with?
don't know.
What's up, Scott?
Hey,
I was
Scott.
like this. Eeny, meeny, miny, that one.
Are we gonna so they're not like
We can jump.
Tony
You guys want to jump around?
Sure. I would mix it up. Yeah, that way it's not all of.
Start the new year different. 2023 is an odd year. Let's start a little odd.
a little odd? They're a little
I
odd.
always do, Melissa. I'm eating now.
Oh, for those of you that don't know Tony, Tony eats all the freaking time.
I do constantly.
Yes.
I don't know how he
Constantly.
stays so skinny. The
I
guy
know.
eats constant. All right.
Well,
so let's.
Some of that's gone away. Trust me.
He eats at least 10 times a day. That includes the midnight snack.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. Evidence.
That's why we get
Oh, change the subject, damn it. All right, so here we go. This is pretty cool. We'll start with mine, then we'll go to Ron, then we'll go to Tony, and then we'll start all over again. So we did Audra and I, when we were still Southern Entities with Carrie Hopper, we did an investigation at a place called the Trivet Clinic up here in Hamptonville, North Carolina. And the Trivet Clinic was a 4,500 square foot brick, what looks like a home today, back then was a little hospital way out in the middle of the mountains, out in the middle of nowhere. It was the closest hospital/clinic around. It opened in 1930, and Dr. Trivik started it with his wife. And within 8 years, Dr. Trivik got ill and ended up dying. And then the place went sat empty for a couple of years, and then it was a rehab place, and then it ended up being a nursing home, and then it was a private home for about 25 years, and then it sat empty for about 20 years. And this older couple, these two old gentlemen are really nice guys. They own it now, and they let investigations come in. It's a really great place. It's extremely haunted, a hell of a lot more haunted than I expected it to be. And it's creepy. It sits out in the middle of the woods. When you pull into the place, it's like, where's this place at? And you're like, I looked at Audra and I went, this is like the beginning of a horror movie. We're driving through the dark woods.
And you pull into a nursery.
Yeah.
Not like child nursery, but
like a nursery where you can buy trees and plants. Yeah, botanical nursery. And they told us to park in the nursery parking lot. And we're going, what the hell? Where is this place? And he goes, oh, we left the front porch light on. Well, I look through the woods and there's this little light on, right? It's like Hansel and Gretel come get my oven and eat the candy house. And we walk down this little trail, and this old brick house sits out in the woods, and it's pretty neat. It's a really nice place.
Gorgeous.
Very haunted, more so than we thought. And these are a couple of the first ones I've got are a couple of captures. I'll start with the one. We were in the basement, and there is a little girl in there. What was her name again? You'll hear it. Majesty. And you'll hear Carrie ask if it's Majesty, and we were actually leaving because Audra had told them if they responded to us that we would leave. But we were going up the steps, leaving the basement, going back upstairs, and you'll see what we captured. It's pretty cool.
Well, I had felt to backstory that just a little bit as we were walking up the stairs.
Oh, yeah.
I was the last one up, and the last couple steps, I'm like, oh, because I just like there was somebody right here, and I'm like, oh, and this actually proved that there was.
This is what we caught. Here we go.
Wow.
Hey, who's calling Audra? Is that you, Majesty?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was me, Audra, and Carrie.
That's it.
In the middle of the woods in this house by herself. So that male voice you're hearing is not me.
Or
Can
me.
you play that one more time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, who's calling Audra? Is that you, Majesty?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not hard to understand at all.
Nope.
No.
It's there.
Yeah, and the best part about it is that's the first time we'd been there, and she had mentioned her name a few times, and he got it and said, "Get out! Make sure you tell Audra."
Yeah.
Apparently didn't like you too much.
Yeah. And that was not enhanced at all. That was Class A straight.
Yeah.
So.
You did tell them if they spoke. So they were like, look, get out and tell her that I said it. Get out.
Well, a really cool thing about the place is we were there investigating for about 2.5, 3 hours when the two owners showed up and we started talking to them. And I actually asked them, I had picked up on a male spirit at the back door in the basement. And I went, who's the older male spirit in the basement? And they go, oh, that's Walter. He's seen and heard there quite a few times. So I truly believe that's Walter responding to Audra. So.
Wow.
Wow.
Very cool.
That's interesting when you can corroborate it with both what she felt, what they told you for backstory, and what you captured. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And what's fantastic about it is it's not something we got told before the investigation started. This was captured, and the conversation that we had with the owners was 3 hours into the investigation after we'd already been in the basement. So that was pretty cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, Ron, which one do you want to see first? We have Hello Dave, Mr. Radiv, Philosophy, I Can Do This. The other one we're saving for last.
Yeah, do the Rodaway one. This one's interesting. It's the brief setup I'll give you is this is the first time ever that I've captured a voice that sounded familiar to me, but only from one source. So I cannot, with complete certainty, say that this is Konstantin Rodaway, but there's a very similar kind of, I guess, what in singing they call a vocal fry, like kind of like to the sound, to the way he talks, and this voice sounded like that. So I have it comparing it with a clip of him when George Meek got him on a telephone call, and Rodaway was already dead when that call came in. But you can hear it's a little bit deeper and a little clearer on the phone call than what we got, but. The tonality is just, I've never captured anything that sounded like that before. And the first thing I thought of was him. And Tony has also been trying to connect with him. He's a pioneer of what we do. So that's the setup.
Okay, here's Mr. Rodaway.
This is Konstantin Raudive. George, my friend, at last we succeeded in contacting you.
Oh yeah.
Whoa, let me be the first to say for the first show of the year, holy shit.
Yeah. That's your red
sounds-
skin right now.
That is his deep, guttural voice.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
It was bizarre. I heard that Ronald, and I was like, "Whoa!" First of all, it's wrong.
Yabakati.
That's right. But I was. Yeah, again, I can't say without a doubt, but it sure did sound a lot like his vocal tone and his speech pattern, and like you said, the guttural kind of sound.
Yeah.
Don't go digging up his coffin now. Trying to find his secret.
Yeah, I'm not going in the coffin. Maybe I spelled it wrong. Maybe he meant the secret was in his coughing.
Well, let me tell you from a speech analysis, the drawn out way that he spoke, the deepness, the guttural in his voice, and the way he spoke his vowels. That was almost dead on, man. I mean, that's undeniable. Those two voices were the same. That gave me chicken skin, Race.
Mm-hmm.
That was
thank you, Catherine. I don't even feel like it was something I caught. I feel like that's, if you're walking down the street and you find $100 bill, it's like it happened upon me. You mean that if that was him, he came right, the breathiness, Katie, exactly. It's just I don't know anybody else that I've known. Not that I have to know them if they come through, but that was very reminiscent of his speech.
Wow,
when I heard it.
Agreed.
So cool.
That was
That's
great.
awesome.
That was awesome.
That was
Yeah.
nice way to start the new year.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, now we got Cherie and Mr. Rathman. Which one do you want first?
Excuse me.
Well, why don't you play I think it's called Cherie's Mother, but people were constantly asking us, have you gotten communication from family members maybe that had passed away? And we don't get real direct responses where Cherie could say, okay, that's my mother. But what we do get is communication that they're looking for, and I think they say she's here.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you watch it. But so it's not, this one isn't necessarily Cherie's mother responding, but it's just, again, the intelligence, the communication, and to respond to what we're asking. So it's still a cool clip.
Sounds like a cool clip, and it looks like to Cherie it's a great clip. So here we go.
Cherie and I both have people that have passed over that we'd like to talk to. Is it possible for us to speak with them? Is that possible? Yes. Cherie would like to talk to her mother, Lilia Owasawa. Could you find her for her? It's your mother. Can she say hi to her daughter?
Thank you. I heard my name.
Does her mom have a message for her?
She watches you.
That was good.
There's a lot. There's a lot more in there. If you keep going over that, oh my,
there's
God.
a lot.
Cherie, what was your mother's last name again?
What was what?
What was her mother's last name again? Was it Oanawa?
Osawa.
Aosawa.
Right after you asked, back in the beginning of that clip, you need to listen to it because it sounds like my name is Osawa.
I did hear that too, and I also heard I just heard it now. But when we asked for a message, I heard "I love you," and it sounded.
Yep, I told him that. Yep. And did you call your mom Mama, or did you? Is that a term you used on her, or something else?
No, it's nanay in Tagalog.
Okay, because I thought I heard it's your mama, but I don't know. I'm not sure. So, but you need to listen. There's a lot of stuff in there.
Listen to that again.
There is a ton there, but we just thought it was interesting because it's your mother, she's here, or whatever that phrase was. It was just like, because we were that's what we were asking. So again, intelligent response. And I know it said a bocce, and then yes, I'll play when we were actually talking the bocce. We did this for about an hour that night. And so these are just clips from it, but you'll get to hear that as well.
Yeah,
And
see,
it's
this is
clear.
the reason why I love the RV, because you can actually, try to communicate, reach out, or sometimes you won't get your answer right away. But this one, it's just so hard for me to, it's difficult because my mom just passed away last year. So it's still, it's nice.
It's an open line. It's an open line. It's like having an open line.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And that has a lot in it. So I think that's a great testament to the achievements of direct radio voice and to where it needs to go. Because you're hearing stuff in the moment. You have an open line of communication that's ongoing for extended periods of time. But there's still stuff in there that we're not getting in the moment. And that's the Twinkie on the string hanging in front of us that we're chasing.
Exactly. No, you're exactly right.
But that what that shows you is that your pursuit of clarity is not foolhardy, because what you're trying to understand more of is already there.
Agreed.
There.
Agreed. And that's just what's so amazing about direct radio voice. Like I said, we did spirit boxes for years. We'd get a word, 2, maybe 3 if we were super lucky. We get full sentences now, and it's just, I love it. I absolutely love it.
It was good, so good.
Yeah, and the open line part of it is the part that thank you, Katie. Katie Holte's endorsement is huge.
Yeah,
in our opinion.
We agree.
Yeah, they're
legends in the ITC. Yeah, legends in the ITC world.
Yeah, but there you go. There's your open line, and then that's Tony. That's you're where you're supposed to be right now.
Well, thanks to you and Lourdes.
Yeah.
So Frank has a question. He says, "What was creating the voice sounds?" It's nothing but static white broadband white noise, and then
no algorithm.
That's it. There is no radio. There is no transmission of radio signal because it's a white noise generator. And these voices are within that white noise spectrum. And it's a matter of focusing in on them, raising their frequency and level to get them audible. And then we just start asking questions. That's it.
Yeah.
And when we say white noise generator, it is a true white noise generator. It's not a white noise machine that has been recorded. It's creating white noise at the moment.
Correct.
Yeah, it doesn't receive. Doesn't record. So this is the cynical kick in the balls, because it doesn't receive, it doesn't record. The moment after you're generating the white noise and allowing stochastic resonance to play out, you're filtering it and then piping it through. So that's what's, it's as foolproof as it gets, I think, process wise.
Yeah, completely agree. And yeah, it's live generated white noise from a white noise generator, like Ron said. Couple of circuitry, frequency modulator that sends out the broadband spectrum from 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz, and then we filter it and find voices. It's literally
that's it.
That's it.
Or the voices find you.
Well, good point, Chris. Good point.
Yeah, and then slowing it down has just made a world of difference, I think, too.
Agreed. And Ron makes a great point by saying that, because the advancements that we've been able to make are clarity in the speech, to Ron's thought to actually slow down live communication, which to my knowledge has never been done before. You can do it on a spirit box recording after the fact, but this all happens live during the communication. So sometimes the spirits speak so fast you can't hear what they said. So Ron figured out the concept. Let's figure out if we can slow the live white noise down so we can audibly hear what they're saying. And then I threw out a mod program. I said, okay, would this work? And Ron wrote back in a couple hours, I think this works. And sure enough, it did. And we've been going back and forth on all sorts of different scenarios and stuff to continue to improve it. So
that's fantastic. 2023, baby, here it comes.
Off to a running start.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So our next one, this was also Audra, I, and Carrie at the Trivet Clinic. In the upstairs room, there is a bedroom where there is a doll that they brought back, a baby doll that somebody brought back and put it in the Trivet Clinic. It is from Gettysburg, and it had what we were told is that it had a child attachment to it, a female child attachment to it. And in this room, there is a little plastic piano, and it has pre-programmed
Little
buttons on it, so you can play songs like the little plastic piano, or you can touch the keys and you can play it. You can play certain, well, unless you're really good, you can play tunes on it, but you can play notes on the plastic piano. And we had turned it on, and we were talking and asking them to talk on the piano. But what was really cool is after we caught this, Audra spent 20 minutes trying to debunk it, thinking that it was a pre-programmed tune in it. And every pre-programmed tune, say that 3 times fast, every pre-programmed tune in the little piano itself did not match what you're about to hear. We could not repeat it. We could not, and it happened a second time. I don't have that clip for you. I haven't found that clip yet for you, but this is the first time it happened. And right before it happened, you'll hear me tell Audra that if you tap on it and focus, I said a couple seconds before that there was somebody near me, and the hairs on my arm had stood up, and Audra moved in, and she was focusing her camera and her EMF detector on my arm to catch my arm hairs standing up like this. And that's when we caught this. So here we go.
Hi, who's calling Audra? Is that you, Majesty?
Piano playing.
Wrong one. Let me try that again.
I'm like, no.
Here we go.
Tap on the screen, it focuses on where you tap.
Sir?
I just heard somebody sit on this bed.
Really?
That's okay, the fucking piano just played behind me.
Did you turn it off?
No.
Wow.
I should have warned you about the F-bomb Chris dropped at that moment.
That was clearly a piano note. No doubt about it.
And we could not get it to repeat. None of the programs in the piano, you know how it has little buttons you can push and it plays a song? None of them matched the song that was played that we caught.
Wow. Do you think it was the same piano though? Do you think maybe as it sat over the years, maybe it went out of tune and maybe you're hearing more of a residual piano playing rather than the actual?
Oh no, I turned my head and the thing lit up.
Yeah.
So it was the actual piano playing.
Yeah, it's a little plastic one about this big.
Yeah, it's literally like that big, max.
Wow.
Very cool.
Yeah, and we could not get it to repeat that tune. None of the pre-programmed tunes that were in that piano.
I'm sitting there pushing all the buttons.
Believe me, Audra played with the damn thing for 20 minutes until the point I went, okay, it's not going to do it. Stop.
I had to.
Chris, it had piano keys on it, like a regular keyboard, right?
It did.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Were they going up and down when the sounds were happening?
I don't know.
Nope.
I don't know.
That's partly probably why you can't recreate it, because they were probably working with the inner mechanism to make whatever sound they made.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Point.
But literally, that thing sat when I turned it on and messed with it. I set it back on the bed and left it turned on and said, "If you want to play this for us, go ahead and play it." And literally, that was 10, 15 minutes after I said that. And I was standing in the doorway, and that's when I told Audra, somebody's standing right next to me. I can feel it. And she came into the video. I went, look at my arm hairs. And she came in to videotape my arm hairs, and the damn thing started playing behind me.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's cool.
And that's what healthy skepticism looks like. Right? That's what it looks like. It's not cynical. It's not, well, this is BS. I'll show you. I'm going to try to debunk it. I hate that when people go, we go out, we try to debunk stuff, and then if we can't, no, that's like saying I go out and I try to slaughter, but if I don't slaughter anybody, it's a good. No, you don't go out with bad intentions. Period.
Right.
You go out to see what you get, and that's the way you use skepticism to see what you may have caught, and that's brilliant. I love that.
Yeah. 20 minutes of it.
Yeah. Do what you got to do.
Once I finish the review, I'll find the second clip. The second clip, I'll have the video from this clip, because Audra was standing right there with me doing the video at the same time. So I'll get the video from this clip eventually, and then there was a second time where we won't have a video clip for it, but we'll have an audio clip because the recorder was sitting right down the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So we'll have it in the second time, and it wasn't. We even checked to see how many minutes has it been since that last time.
I thought it was like on a timer. I mean, I was
right
to make sure it wasn't synchronized, and it wasn't synchronized. It was off. So yeah.
No,
so
that's good though. I'm glad that she's very like anal about it, because you have to be.
Yeah,
right.
You.
Well, and the reason we do that is so when we present evidence on here, somebody can go, well, maybe it was this. Oh no, we checked that. Well, maybe it was this. Oh no, we checked that. Yeah. So for everybody watching, these 6 people on this show, we do not show you evidence that we haven't vetted, and we are 100% certain it's paranormal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And Chris, you and Audra are known for knowing every circumstance that's happening with your environment. So I mean, you've proven that for years upon years of knowing you. So hopefully the audience knows that as well. But people on this panel have no doubt.
I concur.
Well, I can tell you what time one of the investigators farted, so we tagged it on the computer. She's pointing at Tony.
Oh, that's the investigator.
Oh, is that my investigation? Because I did, man. That was and we were down this tiny little hallway in the basement.
Face.
Oh, so loud.
The best part is if you can find that clip. If you can find that clip, Cherie has it somewhere. Right after Tony did that, I did the voiceover from Shrek where I went, damn, Tony, my mouth was open and everything.
I know we have it. We don't throw away any evidence clips, so it's on one of the drives somewhere.
That's funny, Katie. That's funny.
That is funny.
That's funny. Now you'll probably get to see that in a few weeks.
Excuse me.
I'm Gas Man.
Gas Man.
Wow, that's your new last name.
No, I'm going to stick with the Rat Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to be known as Gas Man.
Yes.
Nor should you.
In Tony's defense, we did stop at the Mexican food restaurant on the way to the investigation.
We did.
That's why don't eat Mexican food before investigation.
Nope.
And
that was not a highlight of my investigation.
I know.
And if you're with Tony Rathman and you just had Mexican food, don't follow him into a small space in a basement in a haunted hospital.
All right,
Ron. Which one do you want to see next?
I'm a big fan of butt jokes. Let's do. Let's do the you do the David family one. That one.
Okay.
That one's interesting, and she can speak to that. There was a little bit of oddity to that for us on her side.
I don't want to speak about it now.
Okay. Speak about it after.
Yes.
All right, here we go.
I heard something about that Rick voice.
How's this, guys?
Oh, I guess it's capable of bursts. And not receiving. It's either electrical or spiritual. It's spirit.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I heard shortening lots of spirits.
Is this better than a radio?
Did you slow it down already or no?
Yes.
And
that was great.
That was
fantastic communication. And what I'm also noticing is that compared to like the ones we did, I had a few more voices coming through, but those background chatter levels, you had those gone. I mean, you were only hearing 3 or 4 voices, which was fantastic. That's great work.
I appreciate that, and I'm happy that you heard it, because that was when we go back and forth with these discussions we always have about settings, and we teach each other when we figure stuff out. You've been equally helpful to me with that, and you know that. That was one of the things that, since we've been developing direct radio and filtration and some of the components and what goes in what order, that was one of the things that it was exciting at first. You hear the whole cacophony of voices, you hear all this chatter. It's almost overwhelming. But then I was like, I want contact. I want dialogue. And I can't talk to 50 people at the same time. So I need to find the prominent vocals and try to dial in those, whether it's varying hertz levels, filtration threshold, the attack, whatever it is with compressor, to figure out how to do that. So that's a step in the direction we're trying to go. So that means a lot to me that you're seeing that.
That was well done. Well done.
So as like we believe, I'm sorry, Chris, but we believe like, we make communication with spirit, possibly aliens, maybe other dimensions. So it's just interesting. My ex-husband's name is David, and he's very sick. He has a lot of health issues, and he actually almost died a couple of years ago. So he's better now, and he's home, and he's doing fine, but he's sickly. And then we were thinking, because he has a girlfriend now, and he goes to Canada back and forth a lot.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And then we were thinking, like, perhaps maybe because, I don't want to wish anything bad upon him, but since he's so sickly and maybe closer to the other side than us, then maybe possibly when he sleeps, maybe his thoughts is what we're communicating with. Because it really was like describing him
that
and
husband
going to Canada and that husband that it was
and maybe he's in the ether, and he's being talked about to us because she knows him,
right?
I mean,
possibly, but those comments were spot on to what you just explained.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Canada, David was said multiple times. I mean, it's just it's
that
accurate
husband
information.
Even when that's when I was convinced when it said he went to whatever it said, because I can't remember.
Yeah, he's been to Canada.
He's been to Canada.
Yeah,
I was like, no. I was like, no freaking way.
Yeah. Well, see, and that's where the correlation comes in with what you guys are doing too. Is it's not 1 or 2 points that relates to David. It's like every point they made focused on your ex-husband David. What I would suggest is, before the girlfriend finds out, figure out that capital gains account.
Yeah, I saw that too.
We spoke about
right.
We
Dollar
went over
bill,
and
baby.
over and over. I went, it's what it says. I was like, it's got maybe it's saying something else.
No, it says capital gain
account.
Slow that sucker down. See if you can get an account number. Is what you need to do.
That was one of the first things said too.
Yeah.
I was like,
I don't know, but yeah, that's that.
That's crazy. Well, we missed.
There it is.
There it is.
For everybody watching, UNX switched over 2 minutes ago to their audio program. Stay with us.
Just saying.
We're going to continue to go. We got a lot more great evidence. Our first show of the year is going to run over. But it's us, so it's cool. Capital gain. See? It's not just me. Slow that fucker down and see if you can get that capital gains account number.
I know, right? There may be an account number.
First time I've said that word on this show.
If you're the beneficiary. She might be.
That's right. Quickly before he gets remarried.
Yeah.
All right, Tony, which one you want next?
That's funny.
Play the one titled John B. Knowles. So this was the same night that Cherie was asking if she could communicate with her mother. When she was done asking her questions and we wrapped that up, then I wanted to see if there was any chance of me reaching my grandfather. And that's the clip you're about to play.
Oh, cool. All right, here we go.
All right, can I ask to speak with someone? Yes. I would like to speak with my grandfather, John Bryce Knowles. Is he around?
Yep.
He's talking. Hello, Grandpa. This is your grandson, Tony.
Father.
Howdy, Tony. Did I hear that right? Grandpa John, is that you? Yes. You taught me so much about this when I was younger, but I was too young to understand. How is life on the other side?
Whoa.
Tony, there's a lot.
Whoa.
There's a lot.
I was hearing stuff
down.
I was hearing stuff extra. I threw this together so quickly because I had to clip it up because the whole thing was way too long. But I heard a bunch of stuff in there I didn't hear.
There's a ton of stuff. And it's
God, grandson.
It said my grandson.
My grandson.
It said that.
Tony, I mean, there was so much. That was torture for that to be over for me because I was like, I want to tell him all the stuff I'm hearing.
And it said something about grandmother or grandma. I forgot what it said.
Grandma. About grandma.
There was a lot in there.
There's that one point where there's like 2 or 3 sentences there that you need to slow down because he was speaking fast.
Yes, he was talking about something about years and something. Yep. Yeah, there was.
Yeah, and Tony, that part of what we just talked about with filtering down to get some of that aquatic chattery sound out. That's why, because you probably might have heard even more of it. There is a lot.
Oh my God, so
in
much.
that clip.
Yeah, there is. The funniest part is my parents rarely watch stuff that I put up, occasionally, but very rarely. I got a call the next day from my mother, and she goes, was on your Facebook, and she goes, I have one question. Did you just speak with my dad? And I said, well, you tell me. I said, did he normally use the word howdy? And she goes, yes. She goes, that was him.
Wow, that is cool.
Howdy, Tony.
Doesn't that make you feel good though? Because that probably gave us some comfort.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that is the thing about direct radio voice. And I keep saying we are at the tip of the iceberg, and it just keeps unfolding. And that to me is just mind blowing.
Yeah. So I have a few words to sum this up. Howdy, Tony. Pure white noise from a white noise generator. That's phenomenal. That has no business being there.
Nope.
Right.
No.
Even if it didn't say your name, just the talking.
And it did.
That clip is like you're finding a nugget of gold, and you don't even realize that there's other larger nuggets that are surrounding it.
Thank you.
So good.
That's
Tony,
fantastic.
So
if
good.
you can go back to that recording when you said you talked to me about this, but I was too young to know what you meant.
Right.
He says right there, that's all over now. And then there's a long message there. If you can draw that out and figure out what he says there, he's trying to communicate something to you. I felt it. I heard it. It was amazing. That was
Shereen said the
awesome.
same thing. She said there's like 2 full sentences there.
Yeah.
And a couple of stops though.
Yeah.
Because at the end, almost at the end, somewhere in the middle end, somewhere there's another sentence, like 2 or 3 sentences. I'm like, oh my God, it's so good.
Yeah, Leland, we removed the radio, even though technically they do the same thing. The radio, when placed on a frequency with no radio transmission, is just white noise. And then we were at a demonstration, and I had a sleep machine in the bag, and I just plugged it in to try it, and it worked. So then I said, well, let's try a white noise generator because there can be no radio transmission. It absolutely eliminates it. So yes, that's what we use today.
Yeah. Shout out to Brad Cooney, by the way, too. He's talking about still looking forward to that. He's going to be hosting us along with Alice Jackson and John Bullard at the house in between down in Mississippi. Where we're going to get to do it. So, and they could not be nicer people. So just to meet them, we're excited to go. But to do this at a place like that, holy cow!
Right?
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. There's no travel agent with a better package for me right now than that trip.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
And you know what? To add to what Ron's saying, if you want to meet some really fantastic people, you get involved in the paranormal community. I mean, there's don't get me wrong, there's a handful of buttheads, just like in life. But 99.9% of the people that we get involved with in this paranormal community are just phenomenal, genuine, great-hearted people and good people to be around. It's fantastic.
Yeah, that was fantastic work. Tony is
that was freaking phenomenal, man. You really got to go back through that, Tony. There's a lot more there.
Yeah, Tony, you're
us too, Brad.
You're crushing it. Yeah, Brad. We're looking forward to meeting you guys too. You guys couldn't be nicer people. We're excited. And Tony, you're in your lane. And you're unfreaking stoppable. That's so good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow.
Way cool.
Way cool.
That was painful for me to wait for the ending because I couldn't wait to talk about it.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
So for those of you watching, we can see the 6 of us have our own little squares down at the bottom. And when the video's playing, we can see each other reacting and everybody's down there going,
yeah, we can. When you have a video up, Chris is actually right. We can all see the people on the bottom and what they're experiencing. I saw Ron, you and Laura be like,
that's funny.
That's
we
awesome.
can't see you guys. Right?
Oh, you can't see us?
No, we can't.
No, because they use the link to come in.
Oh,
where
okay.
You and I actually are on
the
server.
Gotcha.
So they saw our reaction.
Oh yeah,
it was there, man.
Oh yeah, we can see you guys when you react. It's hysterical.
That's awesome.
All right, guys. This next one is from Audra and I, and this is an oldie but a goodie. I've showed it before, but I had to start the new year. I believe that this is one of our best residual EVPs that we have ever caught at a location, and one of the most haunted locations we've ever been to, Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum. This was in the lobotomy section.
Oh.
If you haven't watched before, when we do an investigation, when we do an investigation, this one was at Trans-Allegheny. I walk the location by myself. This time I did it with Audra because it's so damn big. And the areas where I feel and pick up energy is where we drop recorders, and we leave those recorders there all night, and then we go get them back at the end of the night. This was caught in the lobotomy section at Trans-Allegheny. Nobody in the section at all for at least 2 hours. And this is what our digital recorder picked up. Here we go.
That was awesome.
That's I never heard anything so loud and quiet at the same time.
I know.
Yeah. And unfortunately, that one, StreamYard for some reason tones it down a little bit. You can, if you turn up your volume a little bit on the original recording, you can hear the no in the beginning. And anybody that knows the history of Trans-Allegheny, they did some of the first lobotomies ever in the United States was done there. And the doctor that did them was a nutcase and should have been in a straitjacket himself, but he did it. They were involuntary. They were done with no anesthesia. And the two tools they used to go in the side of the corner of each eyes, they used this metal mallet.
Yeah.
And then they would scramble the front lobal portion of the brain. And he believed that if he removed the emotions, that they could live a normal life.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy thinking right there, man.
It was the way it unfolded too. I mean, you heard the tapping, the pounding, then the scream, which was absolutely just filled with terror and emotion. I mean, that was
terror, emotion, and pain all at the same time. I in the 25 years I've been doing paranormal investigating, that is probably the best residual EVP I've ever caught. That one curled my hair when I caught it. I was like, Audra, you got to come listen to this.
Yeah.
And you can actually hear the no in the beginning as you see my trail of, you can actually, if you turn it up or you have earphones on when you're listening to it, you can actually hear the no, like the patient saying, no, please don't do this. It was horrible.
Yeah.
You can hear the pain that they're going through.
You can still feel it. I mean,
you can still feel it in that section.
I got so sick.
That was an amazing capture, you guys. That was fantastic.
That section of the building, Audra and I were actually walking, and we did not. There's a recovery section down past where they did the lobotomies, and we didn't make it to that section. There was a so anybody new that's watching, Audra and I are sensitive and very into the metaphysical portion of investigating, and there was a residual dead flesh smell in that area, to the point to where we couldn't continue. I had to say, drop the recorder here. Audra was about to vomit. It was so bad. But when we went to pick the recorder up, it was gone.
Wow. And I wasn't there.
Yeah. That's right. What was that?
I said, and I wasn't there.
It wasn't, my mouth was open and everything. It wasn't.
Yeah, that's a hell of a catch. That thing was completely engendered with context.
It's so good and it's so sad, but it's so good. Yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah, that was one of the best and one of the worst we've ever caught. So
yeah.
All right, Ron and Lourdes, you guys have 3 more clips, and Tony has 1 more. Which one would you like to hear next?
Do the philosophy one. This one was interesting for a direct radio.
All right, and here we go.
Is that Rodove? I want to hear his voice say, "This is Constantine Rodove."
Wow.
A lot. That's
so
crazy.
much information there. Just mind-blowing. And then for them even to call out Holte's box, I mean...
Spirit bomb.
Wow. That was incredible.
Holte made it.
Yeah, Holte made it. That was, I was like, wait, that's undeniable whose name that is.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and it just goes to show that as investigators, the longer you're in it, the more you do it, the more responses you get it, the more you're connected to the spirits and can get the communication. Steve and Katie have been doing this for so long, and they're so good at it that even their own damn boxes call out their own names. It's like, you don't need LeBron to do an endorsement deal for you. I mean, your boxes do it for you.
I know. We've gotten Holte out almost every electronic device in the house. I'm pretty sure when the toaster popped up, it goes, Holte. Everything says Holte. They love them like we love them. And they're...
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Phenomenal.
That's funny. It's awesome.
Holte. All right, the next one we got is Tony, and it is DRV test number 6, small.
Small, meaning that I had to reduce the size of it to get it.
How sweet.
So, this was the beginning of that same hour DRV session, but this is when we were asking for Bocce.
All right, and here we go on the small.
Marcello, we're using your method, and we'd love to hear from you. Bocce, do you hear it? Marcello, are you around? Marcello, I would very much like to communicate with you on making this connection. Hear it? He's talking. I hear a voice, Marcello, that sounds like yours. Is that you? Yes. Did he say they're all forming?
Something Bocce.
Yeah, I heard it too. You're there, aren't you, Mr. Bocce? We're here. He is. Mr. Bocce, are you still there? Are those bursts you guys manipulating my system? Marcello, we've been fascinated with your work and what you achieved. Marcello, is Colin with you? Do I have something incorrect in the program?
Yes.
What do I need to fix? Cherie and I both have people that have passed over that we'd like to talk to. Is it possible for us to speak with them? Is that possible? Yes.
There wasn't a course before the bocce yes.
I don't think the word bocce. I left it in because that's where it really came from.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Full session.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was the. Well, no, that was clip 2.
Yeah, but when we did the
Yeah,
session,
it was the full bocce communication.
So bocce has never. I've never heard the word bocce come through in a collection of videos as much as it did in that one. That's one thing. For 2, white noise generator, radio, ice cream making machine. I don't care what it is. Nothing says Tony Rathman that many times by accident when Tony Rathman's sitting in front of it.
Mm-hmm.
I have asked before when the bursts come in if it's them, and they said yes, testing. Now, you're using a white noise generator, so you don't have atmospheric interference like you would from a radio. It doesn't record. If it was power surge, something else that was connected to the same electricity would have responded or flickered or something. Nothing else experiences the burst except the thing that they're messing with. I don't think that's accidental.
No. Well, I even asked. I'm like, because I wasn't getting those bursts at all.
Yeah.
It was running clear. And then you even see me start looking at the screens when I'm hearing those bursts. And then finally I just said, I'm assuming that's you messing with my system. They're like, you're correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. You asked about something you can do, and we heard them say something about settings.
Yeah, we did.
Again, there's a lot more in there than
there's a lot. I heard research. And Tony, the best part is when when it goes, it's Colin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I was shocked because Colin was the first one who was communicating with me through that strange voice, told me to make this.
Yeah.
And I got a story to tell you about this, but
they already know.
Oh, they do? Yeah. Okay. All right. But anyway, so then I think I'm speaking to Bocce, and I said, hey, is Colin around? Get me Collins.
Yeah.
I was just like, and then he's like, Collins. And I was like, oh my God.
That was crazy.
There's when it comes to it, there's a certain stage when it comes to relativity versus to, just say, hey, I got bocce all the time. But at the same time, there's a difference between it becomes relativity and pertinence. You would have to think that Bocce, who spent his entire life working on this type of communication, is going to try to communicate once he's on the other side. But who's he going to communicate with? He's going to communicate with the people that are making the connection to what he was doing his entire life to try and complete that circle. And between the four of you, I mean, the messages that you're getting from this it's phenomenal.
It's
and
incredible.
The relativity and the significance is huge. And I don't think everybody sees it because they go, oh, you got Bocce. Well, it's relative to what Bocce did. No, it's not just relative to what Bocce did. It's pertinent to what Bocce did. And who's he going to communicate the most with? He's going to communicate the most with the people that are closest to finishing his work.
Yeah, following his legacy.
Well, we've heard multiple times they're using your method. We heard it was in that one. It was in other ones we've done where we've heard them say he's using your method, and of course they're talking about Bocce.
Right. Well, and nobody on this planet is going to convince me, as long as I've been doing this and as in touch as we are metaphysically with this world, is that it's pertinent, it's relevant, and it's consciousness and you take your free will with you. And if you take your free will and consciousness with you, who are you going to connect with the most? The people that are your loved ones and the most connected to you, or the people that are finishing the passion that you had in life. And that's what I truly feel about you guys. He's reaching out to you because you guys are so connected with what he started. He wants you to complete his work. That's his passion. That's his consciousness. That's his free will reaching out to tell you you're still doing it. Keep going.
Yeah, we're seeing that on multiple fronts. He was inspired by Konstantin Radove, who we heard the voice of earlier. And I'm going to repeat this because there were documentaries done about Bocce who didn't say his name as much as that clip.
Yeah.
And I mirror her sentiments on the one thing. It's, you know what it reminds me of? Remember on Three's Company? Remember the old show Three's Company? When Mr. Roper would make his wife and then he would go to the camera. He'd go,
he does it all the time. It's so funny.
That's what it reminds me of.
That's exactly what. Now I'm going to think about that every time I hear it.
For good reason, though. For good reason. Your work is nothing shy of stellar. That's unbelievably good.
He reminds me, he reminds me of that squirrel. Remember that squirrel that they used to have on the Facebook or wherever? He always puts that face.
Wait, Tony, do that again. Do that again.
We did
like show now.
That was awesome.
Tony's emotion is not. He doesn't have a poker face.
No,
to hide emotion, and it's in the excitement and the passion.
It's great. I love it.
It's awesome.
But that is the excitement every time because it just doesn't quit. And I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of times I'll have to hear it where I'm not going because I can't help it. I mean, I was amazed that we asked for Bocce. We got somebody saying they're Bocce and responding. They're using your method. I asked for Colin. He says, get me Colin, meaning like he's right there with him or they're, I don't know, but it's just.
When he's doing session and then he's so excited, he'll say, I hope you get that. Did you take that? Did you get that video? That was cut. You guys should see it.
That what? Exactly.
Do it.
That's it. That's Tony.
Oh my gosh.
All right, one more time. That's exactly how I feel though when I get responses like that. I'm just like, I'm listening to it. I'm like,
I love it.
Listen, it would be inherently wrong to have fantastical results on the level you're producing them and not have a reaction that was on par.
Thank you.
It's just it blows my mind. That is fantastic. I'm proud of what you're doing. That's amazing. Yeah, that's really good.
Thank you.
That's really good.
It's so awesome to be a part of this group. It's just so awesome.
It is.
We love you guys.
That's amazing. Wow.
You know what the best part is we get together as friends and do this every week, and you guys watch.
No, our audience is more awesome than us.
Yeah, they are pretty cool
by far.
All right, we have two more clips from Ron. We're gonna go with "Hello, Dave Schrader."
This is I asked for his voice for his name to see if just I could get something for him because I was talking to him about being on the show at some point, and so I asked, and then I heard somebody say it, and I was like, "Oh, they said his name."
All right, here we go.
Can you say hello, Dave Schrader? But I heard it.
Oh yeah, that was there. Absolutely.
It's low, but it's there. Yeah.
It's low, but it is completely audible. And the fact that you had literally a half a second before said, "Can you say it?" And then boom, it's there. That was great.
Yeah.
So pay attention, Dave. You got to have Ron and Lourdes on your next show.
Oh, puppies.
Puppy.
So I'll set up the last one so you can get to it. So this is Saturday night. This is a night ago. This is what I stayed up last night to do. So it's a little bit longer of a clip, and I was even trying to cut it down because it was very much the open line thing we were talking about, and there were answers and back and forth going on for at least 30 minutes or so in 2 different sittings we did. So Frankie Adow from Parasite Investigations gets the writs. Him and his team, he was with Jenny and Anthony, and then we had Anthony Simonelli and us with us there. So we're doing the white noise generator, doing DRV, and Frankie came up with an idea a few days before that he was going to put a word out there in the ether and see if we could get it through any form of communication that night. When we got there that night, he wrote it down on something, on a coffee paper filter thing, and he folded it up.
Coffee holder.
Holder. And he put it in this. There was a bird cage on the first floor in this little gallery room. We were upstairs above that. So he's got a word written down. Just the summary of what happened is we got his word. And then she goes, let's try to see if we can do it again. She writes a word down on a coffee holder thing, folds it up, puts it in the bird cage. Downstairs, we go back up. We start a second sitting. Happened again.
It happened.
And then they named what she wrote it with. It was crazy, but a really cool experiment just to see if we could get them to tell us something that was in the environment but not visible to anybody but the one person. And Frankie heard both responses. He heard what he wrote down and he heard what she wrote down.
And I was so upset with myself because I said, damn, we should have tried it a third time. Because if we would have got it a third time, we could have had a nice conversation about doing it 3 times in the same environment, blah, 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 because, but we didn't. But next time.
Yeah. Next time, 3 times, it's a scientific skeptics in the nuts. That's why.
So thanks for sticking around with us. But if you don't mind,
this is a good one.
Yeah, like I said, I tried to cut it down, but there was so much with what they did with writing stuff down. It was like,
so for everybody watching, it doesn't matter how long these clips are. When these 6 people show you something this long, I guarantee you there's some good shit in it. So pay really close attention.
I hope so.
Oh, I'm sure.
All right. Are you ready?
I'm gonna meet. Yep.
Here we go.
Share audio.
Yep.
We're good. Here we go.
All right, so we want you to help us. We want to see what you're capable of. Frankie wrote something down on a paper. It's in the bird cage downstairs. You would thrill us beyond belief if somebody could tell us what is written on the paper downstairs in the bird cage. Can you see it?
No way! Tell me what you heard first. Did anybody hear that?
Did you hear what you thought was the answer to what's written on it?
Absolutely.
Oh, no way!
I heard something, but I wasn't sure what it was. What word did I write on the coffee holder that I put in the bird cage downstairs? Can you please tell us?
You heard it? How
Okay,
sure?
so let it. Can you please repeat it?
Yeah, I'm gonna get closer.
Can you please repeat the word? I thought I heard it.
She's looking for the word on the paper in the bird cage to be repeated, please.
Bird cage.
Yeah.
I think I heard something. I feel like I heard flower.
Oh my God, that's it.
What? Oh God, stop it.
Yes.
No.
And I thought I heard it
No.
before. That's
It
it.
sounded like a guy, the man's voice was like flower.
That's it. And I'm pretty sure I heard it before. It's flower.
Flower.
Jack, it's flower.
The fact that he heard it.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
For someone who
I
says he has no
did
ear,
too.
but because I leaned in, it sounded like the man's voice.
All right,
like, it's flower.
let's put the hammer all the way to the final nail. Can somebody please say the word flower if we heard you correctly? Is that what's on the paper? Can you say flower? Please repeat it if that's the word we heard. Flower. Can you repeat flower, please?
Is that it?
That's it.
Flower.
That's what it is. It's by the same voice.
Thank you. Yeah, we got flower.
Yeah. It's flower.
Dude.
That's what it wrote.
This is great.
Oh my God, I gave it chills. Thank you so much. You have no idea how much we appreciate it.
Can you repeat for us, where is that paper located downstairs? Where did she place it? In what? Where is the paper with flower written on it? Where is it placed?
That could have been it, bird cage.
Yeah. I'll help you out. If I say the first word, can you say the second word? Word. That's what I heard right there. Kind of bird cage.
Can you, I wrote it in a specific color. Can you tell me the color that I wrote flower on? Like the color of it? Of the letters. What color are the letters of flowers, of flower? Did it say it is chalk? Did it say that?
I heard something about that.
What color is it? Please.
I heard chalk.
There's this chalk, but maybe it's chalk.
No, I heard chalk.
Yeah, chalk.
Yeah, I heard chalk.
I heard chalk.
And that's exactly what she wrote it in, chalk. A chalk
Yeah,
pen.
it is.
Yeah.
I was looking
She wrote it in a, I gave her a chalk pen.
That music's the only thing that kept me up.
That
is
That is
awesome.
absolutely amazing.
That was freaking phenomenal. You effing jerk off.
Not only did you get valid, intelligent responses, but you blew DRV open even past the communication that's possible. You proved that they could go find an object.
Yeah.
You proved that they could read the object. And you proved that they could identify even what it was written in. That was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Just like I said,
I was thinking, go ahead, Sheree. I'm sorry, what you can say?
I'm sorry. Tony was saying, your letter, it didn't say white, but it says chalk.
Yeah, I mean they could.
Did you write it with chalk?
Did you write it with chalk?
Yes.
That is absolutely mind-blowing.
It is. Let me tell you, Tony, I was thinking, so when they say that possibly sometimes it's our own thoughts and we create it, I was thinking of the color white. I was not thinking chalk, and I did use chalk pen to write that. I had to write it a couple of times because it was a cardboard thing. So I had to kind of do it a couple of times so it could be clear. And when I asked, I was thinking white, the color white, and they said it's chalk, and that's what it was. It was chalk.
That's amazing. Wow. And your penmanship was a little better than Frank's.
Elephant.
Jerk off.
I laughed when they said
exactly. So if anybody watching wasn't paying attention, we talked about consciousness, we talked about free will, we talked about relativity, we talked about pertinence. Good God, that was the clip.
Loaded
with everything.
That was
and if you weren't paying attention, jerk off. That was fantastic.
I thought that was funny because,
oh my God, that was so funny.
They had answered everything we asked for more than once. And because we didn't hear everything in the moment, we asked for it again. And I think that was Anthony from Parasite who asked for her. He goes, I'm going to say bird. You say the next word. And then went jerk off.
It said bird cage.
For everybody watching,
everybody watching
that is my spirit twin.
Say it, Tony. Say it again.
I missed
Say it again, Tony.
I was just saying they even said that they answered your requests.
Right.
Yeah. Did their request.
Yeah. And for everybody watching, the jerk off part was my spirit twin going, "Hey, dumbass." I already told you.
Said it.
Wow.
It was fantastic, and it was
you should have did it one more time.
Yeah, but it reminded me of how people who've done research on out of body and near death, having had somebody who supposedly left their body with a piece of Dr. Charles Tart did this, and I think it was UC Irvine, and he had a paper facing up on a shelf, and the person was strapped in the bed, and it was an out of body experience thing, I think, and they came back and gave him the word.
Yeah.
That
which to me was reminiscent. So and kudos to Frankie because he started this concept, a couple of days before, saying he wanted to do it.
It was a great idea.
That was a fantastic idea. Yes.
But interesting because in one aspect of it, you can tie it into stuff that maybe have to do with the ESP research. But on the other side of it, like she said, she was looking for white and she got chalk. So there was an intelligence that was not within her mindset that was answering that, because some of those things were not things we would have said back to ourselves or communicated amongst each other.
Right, which takes away the concept that any spirit box or whatever communication are the thoughts of the user. Chalk was not in Lourdes's mind. She was thinking white.
She was thinking white.
Right.
Yep.
So that shows the disconnect in that it's not the user's thoughts only.
Right, only because I do believe that it can happen in instances, but I do not believe that it happens more frequently than the other stuff. You get me? Like I believe that it can happen, but it's not the majority of the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Super amazing.
So cool.
Yeah, so that was why I stayed up very late last night to finish that video, and it could have been longer. It went on more after that. There were still more, but it was like, that's enough. That's
Yeah.
It's good.
It's already too long.
That was fantastic work.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That's pretty cool. It's a great place, man. You guys do need to move closer, man. We can go to so many places together, the six of us.
We're working on it. Trust me.
Yes.
We are working on it.
Now.
I know, right? Hurry up.
Yeah.
I can
DRV
tell you-
operator standing by.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I can tell you, as a group, not just with the paranormal stuff, but just as the six of us being friends, we cannot wait for you to get here. So,
Well, we appreciate that. And, you know, when Sheree and I were even started talking about it, she goes, we got to go east. And I said, all right. I said, well, why is that? She goes, that's where Chris and Audra and Ron and Lourdes are. I said, okay, done. Sold me.
Thanks, Sheree.
thank you, Sheree.
Of course.
Keep it up. I'll send you that $20 bill next week.
We are all getting old together. All together.
Yep.
Doing paranormal investigation.
I know, right? We're all
Out of our
crutches.
wheelchairs.
Yes.
And for those of you watching that live on the East Coast, the six of us get together, you're all in deep shit.
Yeah. Thank you, Carol, and thank you for all the comments too tonight too.
Yes.
Frank Adele, that's one of the reasons to come to the East Coast. That guy, him and his team,
Great people.
Anthony and Jenny. Yeah, they know how to run an investigation. They have such an intellectual and detailed approach to how they investigate the location. At the same time, knowing how to have fun. Donalyn, thank you also for your comments and for offering to share this with your friends and colleagues as well. Yeah, just
Synergy
what
was Antone. Antone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spay and neuter. Katie. And we got to get the
Been
Holties back.
Been there, done that.
We got to get the Holties back out there too again. We had fun with them when we went with them.
Yeah, that's an active theater too. So active, the Ritz
Good night,
Theater.
Carol.
Hi.
Good night, Carol.
Thank you for watching.
And Donna, we want to come to Canada also. That is
Canada.
Canada.
Yes. It's a commercial. I'm sorry, Donna. I don't usually say Canada like that.
Yeah.
It's this commercial.
There are plenty of spirits there, and they're much nicer. Eh?
Yep, Rathman's on the East Coast. That's part of
Ronald, thank you for joining us, bud.
Thank you, Ron.
Yeah, thank you.
Katie and Steve, you guys are phenomenal. Scott is guys, I gotta do a shout out to Scott. Scott is one of the best dudes I've ever met. He is solid, he is genuine, and man, he is wholehearted. He is a good dude. Scott is
awesome.
See, Tony, you guys belong out here. You and Sheree belong out here. We have the Simonellis. We have Frankie and the
Plus, you got the best haunted places. I mean,
Exactly.
that's a pull for us. Plus, our other hobby, which we haven't done in a while yet, but it's been
Which one is that?
metal detecting. The East Coast would be perfect for that.
I know.
Yeah, the only difference is here you might get shot. How you doing? How you doing?
We had a blast with him.
Yeah, Simonelli's a good dude too.
He is. He's
really
a great guy.
He's our food guy.
He's a good guy.
Did you put
We're
that
back.
up?
Yes.
Food guy.
I said food guy.
Oh, food guy.
Always pack us lunch.
He did.
Food.
Oh,
I'm telling
yeah. What are you going to do?
Come to the beach.
Come to the beach. Yeah. We have
I
more
would
sharks
love
than the West Coast. That's for damn sure. And there's the squirrel.
Play that.
No,
Is it just
you
a
need to-
picture?
No,
he can't.
There you go.
The light is
Oh, the light's
blocking
blocking
it.
it.
Yeah. Oh, well. That is his face, though. His eyes and everything, because his eyes go up like that. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what he does.
All right, I'm gonna have to add that to my Facebook page.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
That's how you know you're having fun doing the right thing.
That's right.
Exactly.
I'll look for Donna Lynn Shotka when we go to Canada.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi, Donna.
I like what she said her last name.
Yeah.
Shotka?
That was awesome.
What?
Elizabeth
Shotka,
Renee.
right?
It sounds like you're pronouncing it right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job, Sheree.
Yeah.
Is it legal in Jersey? I will Google.
The problem is in Jersey is that you might find guns and knives and
we found them
other
here.
evidence. Other evidence.
The wrong type of evidence, you know what I'm saying?
I know a guy that knows a guy.
You know what? And we ended 2022. We would go through the list of everybody that joined tonight. And if you guys were watching, there were so many of you that joined tonight. There were so many new people that joined tonight. Thank you so much. I mean, and we not only love each other so much, we love you guys too, because without you, we couldn't continue doing what we're doing. And UNX wouldn't want us if you guys didn't show up. So
True.
We love what we do in the field. We love what we do on the show. We love showing you evidence from others. We love showing evidence that we've captured. And we hope that you guys love seeing the passion that we have in our show and for each other as a team. It is fantastic. And in the end, we wouldn't be this way if we weren't crazy about each other as a team. But most of all, if we all didn't stay haunted. Guys, we'll be back next week. No 2-week break. Your fans love you. Thank you, Donna. We love you guys the most, and we love you. And we are excited for 2023. Yep. And to say it just one more time to get the year started, 2023 for the 6 of us and for the rest of you and for every Monday night and for UNX, we'll continue to stay haunted as EVP comes back. All right, guys, we'll see you next week. Have a good week, guys. We'll see you.
Can you give me a name? What's your name?